I have something I want to show you today, Mom. Mia, freshly back from a trip, excitedly dragged Sophia's hand towards the dining room. Happy birthday, Mom. Grandma and I made a cake for you to celebrate. Mia's eyes sparkled as she spoke, but Sophia let out a heavy sigh and mocked. A homemade cake for my daughter? How tacky. Just throw it away. I felt sad, wondering why she couldn't find her own child adorable. Why would you say something so mean? I worked really hard on it, Mom. Mia protested, trembling, but Sophia, as if ignoring her daughter's feelings, said, Let's go home now, and tried to forcefully take Mia with her. No, I don't want to go back today. I'm staying at Grandma's house. Enough already. It's just a homemade cake. I only get satisfied with cakes made by top-notch pastry chefs from luxury hotels. My eyes hurt from just looking at a poor people cake like that. Sophia yelled, causing Mia's face to twist as if she was about to cry. Don't cry, Mia. Let's go home with Mom today. Come back again to play tomorrow. I soothed Mia and then glared at Sophia, saying, Fine, I'll throw it all away. My name is Zoe, 62 years old. I have a son, Kevin, a businessman who lives away. Occasionally, I bring treats to his company, but since Kevin often travels abroad for fundraising and business expansion, he spends about a third of the year outside the States. At 28, Kevin married Sophia, a secretary 4 years younger than him, after falling in love at first sight. Pleased to meet you, Zoe. When I first saw Sophia greeting me with her sparkling eyes, I felt anxious. Not for any particular reason, but perhaps a mother's intuition. Still, not wanting to burden Kevin, who was busy with work, I decided to keep my unfounded anxieties to myself. I just hoped that Kevin would find happiness in both his personal and professional life. Sophia, the phone has been ringing for a while now. One employee, infuriated by Sophia's complete lack of response to a ringing phone inside the office, exploded in anger. However, Sophia, utterly indifferent to the employee's irritation, didn't even attempt to shift her gaze from her mobile phone screen. Eventually, giving up on any progress, the employee took the receiver in Sophia's stead. Sorry for the delay. Yes. The employee apologized repeatedly to the unseen caller, receiving sympathetic looks from colleagues for the secretary who did nothing, Sophia. Everyone, we've received a lot of pears from a relative today, so please enjoy them later. Trying to clear the bad air at the workplace, I called out with a voice more cheerful and lively than usual. Sophia remained unresponsive to my voice, continuing to engage with her mobile phone. The employees cast dubious glances at Sophia but refrained from direct complaints due to her status as the president's wife. Sophia was beautiful but extremely slow at learning her job. More accurately, it seemed she had no intention of learning at all. She was perhaps viewing her job merely as a temporary seat until marriage. Seizing the moment Sophia looked away from her phone, I echoed the employee's sentiments. Even though you're the president's wife, you're still a secretary. Shouldn't a secretary have responsibilities to fulfill? I know that without being told. Besides, aren't you an outsider, Mom? Can you please not meddle in company matters? It's really annoying, to be honest. With that, Sophia dismissed me without any sign of remorse. Finally putting her mobile phone down on the desk, I thought she was about to start working, but instead, she summoned White, a veteran employee twice her age, and commanded, White, please take care of these documents by today. I don't understand numbers or business terms. After unilaterally giving her orders, she grabbed her designer bag and said, I'll leave the rest to you, before dashing out of the office. I was utterly astounded by Sophia's attitude. Is it always like this with her? Today was actually one of the better days. Usually, if there's even a slight displeasure, she takes her irritation out on us. It's just misplaced anger, unrelated to work. White, speaking on behalf of the other colleagues, explained. According to them, Sophia's behavior had been strange since she first joined but had worsened since marrying Kevin. She would delegate her work to others while herself dressing up nicely and frequently leaving for outings during work hours as if it were a common occurrence. Does Kevin know about this? The president is often abroad on business trips, so he might not be aware of Sophia's true nature. She's taking advantage of that to do whatever she wants. I see. I felt a bit of regret for even asking. A year after Kevin and Sophia got married, Sophia gave birth to a girl. They named her Mia. I had hoped that becoming a mother would make Sophia more responsible, refraining from her previous whimsical behavior, but that seemed to be just a fleeting wish. Even after recovering from childbirth, Sophia did not show any intention of returning to work, citing child-rearing as her reason. A decision she apparently communicated to Kevin, ensuring she no longer appeared at the company. Thus, both I and the company's employees thought Sophia was fully committed to caring for her daughter at home. But Sophia was still Sophia. While I was packing homemade dishes into containers to bring as treats to Kevin's company, Sophia suddenly appeared, holding Mia in her arms. Mia! My heart brightened at the sight of Mia before Sophia, who, unusually radiant, was dressed and made up more meticulously than usual. You seem to be dressed up for something. Are you going out? I assumed Sophia was taking Mia out shopping or something. Please take care of her for me. I'll be back in 2 or 3 hours, just for a little while. Understood. I'll take good care of her. I happily accepted and saw Sophia off, who had a smile brimming on her face. Mia, Grandma is so happy to spend time with you. Mia, cradled in my arms, settled into a relaxed rhythm and soon began to breathe softly in sleep. The sight of her tiny mouth, still underdeveloped in muscle, moving was irresistibly cute. After about 3 hours, Mia woke up and, realizing her mom wasn't there, started crying loudly. Oh Mia, you're crying. Is it your diaper? When I picked Mia up, I noticed a distinct smell and the warmth on her. However, not having been informed in advance that Mia would be coming, I had not prepared diapers or anything of the sort. Seriously, what an irresponsible mom. Since I couldn't just leave it as so, I took Mia to the nearby drugstore to buy diapers, a baby bottle, and formula milk. Is this your granddaughter? Oh, how adorable. I need diapers, please. And some formula milk, just in case. Is Mom not around? Yes, she's gone out for a bit. I felt embarrassed, as if airing dirty laundry in public, replying to the inquiry. Sophia had said she would be back in about 2 or 3 hours, but she was nowhere to be seen even after the promised time had passed. Of course, there's a part of me that wanted to spend more time with Mia, but that's a different issue. Impatient, I decided to call Sophia. After more than 20 rings, Sophia finally picked up. Sophia! Where did you go shopping? If you don't come to pick up Mia soon, I'll have to adopt her as my own child, you know. I said this half-jokingly, but Sophia neither laughed nor apologized. Oh, Zoe? Can you take care of Mia for the night, please? For the night? You mean the entire night? Yes. Actually, I'm at the airport right now and about to board a plane. Oh, it's almost time for departure, so I have to go. Bye. Wait a minute. A plane? I don't understand. What's going on? I was invited on a trip by a friend I bumped into just now. We've known each other for a long time, and I couldn't really say no. So, I'm leaving Mia for you to take care. With that, Sophia hung up the phone without waiting for my response. Your mom went on a trip, it seems. What an irresponsible mom. After changing her diaper, Mia cheered up completely, but I was left feeling a mix of wanting to cry and wanting to be angry, unsure which emotion to settle on. Yet, this was just the beginning of what would become a recurring pattern over the next few years. Whenever Sophia went on trips, she was always in high spirits, saying, "Please take care of her for me, Zoe." As if it were the most natural thing in the world to leave Mia with me and not return for a week. I'm sorry, I'm busy with volunteer work at the seniors club today. When I absolutely couldn't make time and had to refuse, Sophia would hire a babysitter without hesitation. Don't worry about the money, Zoe. I have plenty. Forget about that. Are you going on a trip again, starting from today? I can't say no when I'm invited by friends, can I? I couldn't help but shake my head. If Sophia's friends knew her, they would certainly be aware that she has a young child. Would they really invite her on trips without considering her family situation at all? Your friends really lack consideration, don't they? When I said this with evident sarcasm, Sophia glared at me with displeasure. That's none of your concern, Zoe. When Mia became a grade schooler, she started helping me cook. She enjoyed baking sweets the most. I'm going to become a great cook like you and surprise Mom. Mia said this, her eyes sparkling. However, when Sophia saw Mia and me happily baking one day, she glared at us as if we were doing something detestable. Sophia, what's wrong? Nothing. Come on, we're leaving, Mia. Saying this, Sophia forcibly grabbed Mia's hand. That hurts. The sweets aren't finished yet. I don't care. Just say goodbye to Grandma. It seemed Sophia didn't like the sight of Mia and I enjoying our time together. One day, I was supposed to stay at a luxury hotel for an elderly appreciation event organized by the Senior Citizens Association, and there, I stumbled upon a shocking scene. Upon arriving at the hotel and taking a rest on the first floor. Isn't that your son's wife? The first to notice was the president of the Senior Citizens Association. He had seen Sophia coming to my house to drop off Mia several times, so he remembered her face well. Indeed, the person who entered through the main entrance was Sophia, but she wasn't with a female friend. Instead, she was with a young man I didn't recognize. Moreover, the two were arm in arm, seemingly indifferent to the stares of those around them. Even the president felt awkward and said, "We're all tired, aren't we? Let's go to our rooms and rest," ushering everyone away from the scene. Sophia, unaware that I was in the same hotel, proceeded to check in at the reception counter. So, her trip with a friend was actually with him. My first thought was of Kevin and Mia, who knew nothing about this. Especially Mia, who should never be hurt. Now what should I do about Sophia? I was so preoccupied with coming up with a plan that I couldn't enjoy the karaoke party that night. A few weeks later, Mia had fully grasped the basics of making sweets and could create exactly what she wanted without my guidance. Today is Mom's birthday. So, I made a cake to surprise her. Is that so? Mom will surely be happy. I could only respond with mixed feelings. That day, Sophia cheerfully left for a trip with her friends, but she was obviously going to meet that young man. Knowing this and yet fearing Mia would get hurt, I felt frustrated at being unable to say anything. As it got dark, "Mia, do you want to stay over tonight?" I asked her right when Sophia, looking exhausted, entered through the front door with loads of bags. Her fatigue seemed to be from carrying the luggage, as her expression was bright and cheerful. "Mom, you came to pick me up?" Mia ran to her mom with full energy and hugged her. "We're going home," Sophia said without hugging back or smiling. "Come inside, Mom. I have something to show you." Despite Mia's excitement, Sophia looked annoyed and reluctantly followed her to the dining room. "Happy birthday, Mom. Grandma and I made a cake for you to celebrate." Mia's eyes sparkled, but Sophia, far from praising her daughter, sighed deeply and mocked. "A homemade cake for my daughter? How tacky. Just throw it away." How could she not love her own child? I felt an indescribable anger towards Sophia's treatment of her daughter. "Why would you say something so mean?" "I worked really hard on it, Mom," Mia protested, trembling, but Sophia, ignoring her daughter's feelings, said, "I'm tired. Let's go home," and tried to take Mia away. "No, I don't want to go home today. I'll stay at Grandma's." "Enough already. It's just a homemade cake. I only get satisfied with cakes made by top-notch pastry chefs from luxury hotels. My eyes hurt from just looking at a poor people cake like that." As Sophia shouted, Mia's face twisted as if she was about to cry. "Don't cry, Mia. Let's go home with Mom today. Come visit again tomorrow." I tried to soothe Mia and then glared at Sophia, saying, "All right. I'll throw it all away." The next day, I made a proposal to Sophia. "I'll give you a 1-week trip abroad as a present. I happened to win a pair of tickets to Guam in a department store lottery, but I have neither the time nor the companion to go, so it's a bit of a problem for me. Are you sure? If so, I'll take a good friend with me. Is that really okay? You won't regret it later, will you?" "Don't worry, I won't. Consider this a thank you for all you've done for Kevin and the company." I said this with a straight face, though it was far from my true feelings, but Sophia didn't seem to suspect anything. "If that's the case, I'll accept it without hesitation. I'll enjoy it for both of us, Zoe." Despite the little commotion over the birthday cake just the day before, Sophia had seemingly forgotten all about it by the next morning, showing a beaming smile. While I was astounded by her audacity, imagining the imminent troubles that would befall Sophia made my heart leap with mirth. "You're going with a friend, right?" "What?" "Yes, of course. With a friend." "Oh, Zoe, please don't ask weird questions." Sophia was a bit shaken but laughed it off. "Well then, Zoe, please take good care of Mia for me." Saying so, Sophia left happily with her large suitcase in tow. "Your fate is sealed now," I muttered to myself. "Mom's going to Guam today. But I'm not lonely at all because I get to spend a whole week at your house. Let's make lots of sweets." "That's right. With no one to bother us, maybe I'll teach you to make some sweets you haven't tried making yet." "Yay! I love you, Grandma." From that day, I was able to forget all the unpleasantness and immerse myself in baking with Mia. A week passed, and Sophia called my mobile phone persistently. I couldn't help but burst into laughter seeing Sophia displayed on the screen. Yet I decided not to answer immediately and wait a bit. Hours later, a taxi stopped in front of the house, followed by a sound of someone banging on the door as if collecting a debt. Peeking through the door viewer, I saw Sophia, her skin tanned, glaring at me with an angry expression. "I know you're there. What is this, some kind of harassment? Don't mess with me." I sighed and reluctantly opened the door, keeping the chain on, showing only my face. "Oh, Sophia, did you enjoy your trip?" "Don't play dumb. You orchestrated everything, didn't you? Answer me." "Oh dear, to return from your Guam trip in such a foul mood, it must not have been very fun." I decided to feign ignorance a bit longer and enjoy Sophia's reaction. Sophia tried to pull me from outside the house. "Open this door." Pulling will stretch the fabric, you know? Why so angry? Tell me what happened. I struggled to hold back laughter while gently probing her, staring into her face. When I got home, my key somehow didn't fit. Then I peeked through the backyard and saw all my furniture was gone. That's unfortunate. I burst into laughter, unable to hold it in any longer. What's so funny? Stop laughing at me. This is your doing, isn't it? Explain yourself. I'll explain if you let go of my clothing first. Sophia still glared but released my garment. I decided it was time to tell Sophia what we had done over the past week. Truth be told, Kevin and Mia had moved into my house the night Sophia gleefully left for Guam. By the time Sophia returned, all the furniture from her house had been disposed of, and the house itself had been put up for sale. Just as you wished, I got rid of everything. Sophia's face turned crimson as she listened to my explanation. Don't joke with me. What's the meaning of this? Why would you do such a thing? I dropped my smile and met Sophia's gaze squarely. Perhaps you have some idea why? Reflect on your actions. I have no clue what you're talking about. Don't say strange things. Sophia denied having any idea, but her tone had dropped from before. Clearly, her agitation was the best proof that she did have a clue. When I went on the trip with the Elderly Association, where were you and what were you doing? Why are you asking all of a sudden? I was traveling with a friend, like I always say. Then, what's this? It looks a lot like you, I think. Saying that, I showed Sophia a photo I had secretly taken of her walking arm in arm with a young man who was not Kevin. The place was the lobby of the hotel I had visited for the Elderly Association event. Seeing it, Sophia's face turned noticeably pale. It does look similar, but it's a bit blurry and not me. Completely someone else. This was taken by me, so it didn't come out well. But how about this one? Then, I showed her another photo. This photo was taken on a different day at a different hotel, not the one I had visited. This one was taken by a professional. It's clear, and you can be identified at a glance. Taking pictures secretly is a violation of privacy. So, you admit that it's you in these photos. Pointing this out, Sophia fell silent, unable to counter. I did not let up in my questioning of Sophia. The man in this photo, it's not just this one time, is it? You've met with him repeatedly behind our backs. A detective has been keeping tabs. You hired a detective? That's the lowest. I frowned, wondering who she was to call anyone low. The day after I learned of Sophia's infidelity at the Elderly Association event, I happened to have a chance to communicate with Kevin, who had just returned to the country, and told him everything as it was. Initially skeptical, Kevin had no choice but to believe after seeing the photographic evidence, realizing, I've been deceived by her. I've been deceived by her. Sophia has left Mia with me numerous times to go on trips. As you can see from these photos, their relationship is quite intimate. Maybe you should have it investigated by a company? Kevin hesitated for a while, scratching his head, but eventually, his eyes widened as if making a decisive resolution. Got it. I have a friend who works as a detective in college. I'll talk to him. There was a determined look on his face, devoid of any lingering attachment to his wife. According to Kevin, there had already been many problems with Sophia at the workplace, as reported by White and others. I should have listened more to everyone. Kevin regretted his lack of maturity as a president, but I encouraged him by holding his hand. It's not too late. Depending on how you handle Sophia now, the employees will continue to trust and follow you as before." Smiling warmly, Kevin immediately commissioned a detective to investigate Sophia. "I admit everything. Just let me in now. My hands hurt from carrying all these heavy bags." Even after admitting to her affair, Sophia continued to twist the doorknob, but I did not unlock the chain. Eventually, Sophia gave up and left with a heavy step, dragging her bags. The investigation revealed that Sophia had been enjoying a trip with her affair partner on the day we had made the birthday cake for her. Telling Kevin about this, he had already fallen out of love with Sophia, saying, "That's unacceptable as a mother. Even if we keep quiet about this to Mia, I can't continue being married to someone like that." He resolved to divorce. When I contacted Sophia on my mobile phone, she responded after just one ring. "Thank you, Zoe. You're forgiving me, aren't you?" Harboring far too convenient hopes for herself. "Just come to the office tomorrow. Kevin will make his decision about your future there." I conveyed this plainly and then blocked her number, presuming I would never speak to her again. Right before Sophia left for her Guam trip, I had asked her if she was going with a friend. To which she had replied, "Yes." At that moment, had she said, "I'm going with Mia," I might have reconsidered my plan. But Sophia chose her affair partner over her daughter, Mia. That decision sealed her fate to hell. The next day, when Sophia visited the office, Kevin told her, "I assume you're prepared, but as of today, you're no longer working here. I've also decided to divorce you. You won't see Mia anymore. She doesn't want to see you either." He then handed her the divorce papers, already signed by him. "Can't you forgive me? I won't be selfish anymore and will dedicate myself to you and Mia from now on." Sophia's attempt to appear docile now only exasperated me. Despite her resistance, she was dragged out of the office building by the employees. "Don't ever come back. If you do, I'll call the police immediately." That was Kevin's final declaration to separate from Sophia. Afterward, the divorce between Kevin and Sophia was finalized. The evidence of her affair played a crucial role, and Sophia was ordered to pay a significant amount of compensation to Kevin. It turned out Sophia's affair partner had no intention of being with her from the start. It seemed that Sophia's affair partner only saw her as a convenient source of funds, enjoying the lavish lifestyle of being with the wife of a company president. He claimed to be an aspiring actor but didn't even work part-time, simply living off Sophia. As soon as he learned that Sophia was being sued for a large sum by Kevin, he immediately vanished with another woman, leaving Sophia behind. In truth, we had known from an early stage through a detective that the man Sophia was having an affair with had another woman. But Kevin said, "No need to mention it. Besides, we're keeping the infidelity investigation secret. How are we supposed to explain that to him?" So I ended up agreeing. Right. And decided to keep quiet about it. "Please, Kevin. You're all I have left. Let me in. Can't we talk?" Sophia kept showing up at my house trying to reconcile with Kevin, but of course, neither Kevin nor I had any intention of taking her back. We didn't even bother to open the door, let alone unlock the chain. "Mia, would you like to bake cake with me? I want to eat the cake you made." "Mom, you don't want my cake. You'll just throw it away immediately, won't you? I don't want to see you anymore. Bye." Saying that, Mia ran away from the entrance to the back of the house. "Wait, Mia. Don't leave Mom all alone." Kevin, unable to contain his anger at Sophia's cries at the front door, coldly said, "I told you, if you come again, I'll call the police. You're causing a disturbance. Despite Sophia's refusal to leave, the police called by Kevin eventually took her away while she was still screaming. That day was the last time our family saw Sophia, but rumors suggest she bounced around staying at acquaintances' houses for a while. Unable to forget her celebrity lifestyle and unwilling to work under someone, she continued her extravagant ways until even her acquaintances turned their backs on her. Now, burdened with an ever-growing debt, she's been driven to a dire situation, but that's of no concern to us. Living with Mia has brightened up my daily life.
Grandma, this chocolate is too bitter. I'd like it a bit sweeter.
Seeing Mia's face, I couldn't help but laugh. Mia, you've got chocolate on your cheek.
Stop laughing, Grandma.
When Kevin returned home from work.
Wow, Mia, I'm proud of you. You're helping out Grandma again, aren't you? Go away!
What? Mia, you're already in your rebellious phase? Isn't it a bit early? Mia forcefully shooed Kevin out of the kitchen. She had been excited since the day before about giving Kevin handmade chocolates for Valentine's Day. Since divorcing Sophia, Kevin started to seriously reconsider his approach to work. White scolded me. He said the employees find it hard to take their paid leave if their boss doesn't take a break. If it's an order from White, you just have to obey.
It's hard to tell who's the boss there.
Kevin laughed and then turned back to Mia. Mia, how about the three of us, you, Grandma, and I, go on a trip during spring break?
Yay!
Mia jumped around the house in excitement.
That's wonderful, isn't Mia?
Lately, Kevin has been making more time to spend with Mia.